Hello and welcome to episode 25 of our Timberborn Update 5 playthrough with the Iron Teeth faction here, cycle 38, day 9. Last time, we got our beavers to take flight on some of these wind tunnels right here, and we started putting a couple of different things back together after we had all of our bot crisis stuff, and we do have 74 bots currently. We even have 4 that are unemployed, so let's check that out real quick. Our buildings that are bot staffed are all full, so we need to decide what is going to be... Wait, did we put these back to... Okay, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely the smelters need to be bot staffed. I forgot that we changed those back, but now that's taken care of, and we have 10 open bot jobs, which I believe is... Yeah, we got 6 here, and I've got 4 here, and that's fine because we don't currently have any beavers that are needing to be decontaminated, so I'm not going to worry about those. This district over here, our Badwater Creek, is in the process of building the efficient mine. We just need to have 450 gears, which is going to take a very, very long time. If we take a look at how everything is sitting here in the main district, we only have 23, and part of the reason is we're going through them at a breakneck pace trying to actually construct bots, which, you know, we do desperately need, but at the same time, we really, really, really need to be making more gears. So that could be something we think about today. I do have a list of stuff that you guys mentioned in the comments of the previous episode that I'm going off of. But as always, it just kind of depends on what happens, what we can actually get to. Because I think it's the past, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 episodes, something has always come up that's completely derailed our plans. But that's part of the fun of doing stuff like this, right? So one thing I did want to address pretty much right off the bat in our main district, we take a look at our bot part factories. They're not all prioritized by haulers, so let's do that. All right, problem solved. And they're also not all automated by bots, which we're now good to go on. This does mean that we're going to be losing some bots out of places like our builder's huts eventually, one would think. But it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Let's actually super deprioritize a couple of these builder's huts, and by a couple I mean 3. Should solve most of our problems there. But yeah, we had, also bot chassis are currently turned off. We need to turn those back on with a quickness, because we only have, well, we have 144, but we're going to run into problems if we don't have everything all working at the same time eventually, even if it's not right now. We really don't want to get in the habit of leaving those turned off. We have 10 limbs, 144 chassis. We don't have any heads, which I think is funny, but I digress. Yeah, it seems our overarching problem is gears. Like, we've got 8 in this one, but 1 out of 36 in the bot part factories. So we need to make a decision about where we are going to put additional gear workshops, because I don't have an easy way of getting back to the back here without removing some of this stuff. I could move the grease factories. That honestly might be a better option long term, but I just know that's not going to be 100% the way to go. Difficult decisions. Now, I will say we do currently have an excess of between 4,000 and 5,000 HP on average, so we're not destitute in terms of power. We could afford to build a lot more without having any additional water wheels, which leads me to something earlier people have said: don't build on top of the river because you're going to want to have power there. We're not going to need it, realistically, because remember, we still have 2 of these water wheels we have not put back in. So, to that end, I think what we're going to have to do is just build on top of here and have power connected through one of these corners, or just drag it through here kicking and screaming. So, I mean, it just makes sense, right? There's no reason to just not build here because, oh no, we can't block where the wheels are going to... It doesn't matter. You don't need to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Is that how that's supposed to go? I'm not entirely sure. I think that's the gist of what we're looking at here. All right, so what I'm going to do to try and make sure we can actually use this properly, I'm going to put in because we're going to need more lumber mills as well. Do I have space for how many? 2, 3, 4. I have space for 5 buildings right here. So if I have space for 5 buildings, it probably should honestly be 4 of these lumber mills and 1 gear workshop, but we all know that's not going to work out really well. So I'm going to put in, just so we can keep up, I'm going to put in 3 of these lumber mills and 2 gear workshops. And if you look at how this doorway comes in, what we're going to want to do is actually remove this and replace this with a 4-way, then run the power into the side of this guy. And also, this is a suspension bridge. We could easily replace it with platforms so we have access much easier over here. Or we could just build additional stuff on the backside. I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. But I do know, I can guarantee you, we're going to need all of this production and more. We probably should build over here too, but I don't know if that's going to end up being a wise decision. I don't know. We'll see. Because right now this would actually probably work pretty well if we just routed this way. Yeah, because then we could just we could go all the way back here. I think that might be what we want to do. Yeah, because then I could have 6 more of these and 2 more gear workshops. I think that's probably a good balance to have that set like so. Oh yes, I know. I should have hooked this up first. Yes, now we prioritize the power shaft intersection. Because then what we do is once that's done, we'll build this one here, and then this one here, and then guess what? Problem solved. All right. Yeah, now they're building these and they can't be operated, which is objectively a little bit hilarious. It's fine. We'll get through it. But yeah, obviously we need to have a lot more gears, but I can't just make 10 of these gear factories because then we're going to run out of planks. You know, it's a little bit of a balancing act. Now, I'm not going to claim I'm great at the balancing act, but at least I'm aware it exists. I'm not living in denial here. All right, finish that thing up. Let's go. Oh, I am also on single times speed. I like to do that. All right. Let's put this in 3 times speed. Let it go here. Yeah, the current's not as high as it could be, but notably, it's also not currently flooding. Although it's okay, it's actually not that high. We could raise this discharge gate a little bit, but also we're making tons of power. We're a-okay. So now these things are all connected, and we don't have enough. We really don't have enough beavers to even run all this. Wow. Okay, consider me impressed. I'm going to prioritize all of these here. I probably should have just gone to the job tab and just spam clicked all these instead of individually clicking on each one. But hey, what you gonna do? Alright, so I've got 2 bots that are unemployed. Is that in this district? It is. So these become bot operated, these 2 gear workshops. I'm not going to change these from BioBeavers to bots because they're, well, already going. We've got a bunch of haulers. So since we have all of these, I know the traditional wisdom is if everything is prioritized, nothing is. But if we have all these haulers, which we do, we got, I don't know, like 70 or 80 of them at this point, we can have all these prioritized. Because this one's prioritized. These 3 are, but these 3 aren't. That will just make it a little bit quicker. So these guys don't have to run all over the map. And yes, we have ruined the perfect aesthetic of just flowing water through a hole. I'm sorry, but I'm not that sorry. This was necessary, and we're going to appreciate that as the bot parts continue to come in. Because the heads, they're not even making them, but they are all turned on. We did make sure of that. So that's good at the very least. Do we have extra bots here now? We do. So guess what? That means that these 2 now become bot operated. Now notice I'm prioritizing the automation of the ones that are furthest away from the center of the district because Well, we don't want the bio beavers having to go all the way across here. Not yet. Is that another available bot? Well, well, well. Oh, we're also out of canola oil, so we're going to have to turn these back on. What a sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a lowest priority workplace for bots as haulers, so we can send biobeavers back into some of these jobs. And that is looking fine. Hey, we actually have an accumulation of grease for once. Technically, there's 18 here. I mean, it's been pretty present over here, but we don't have enough. We want to make sure we have a lot more grease than that. So we'll just have to keep on checking out what's going on here. Now, one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to just send all of the gears over here for no reason until our gear production is stabilized. And I think this district isn't... Yeah, they're not really importing gears too much, but we do want to make sure we keep an eye on that. Because they will just suck up all the gears and use it for that. And while that's something we do need, it's not something we want to prioritize. But I think we're going to start catching up pretty quick with 4 fully automated gear workshops and the addition of these industrial lumber mills once the biobeavers can keep up. So speaking of, we have our adults only pods. We have berries, we have extract, we have a tank of extract here, we have a storage of berries here. That is all perfectly fine. Looking really good. And I think we need to have more of these, but I don't have anywhere I can build them in this exact area unless I put them up top here, and I don't know that we want to do that. I don't think that's ideal. We've got a bunch of other stuff we could be doing, but I just don't know. And we discussed last time about can I oh, that's right, I have to go individual layers down so I can show you this. We did talk about having this staircase come down through here, but that was before I realized we'd have to completely remove all of this, which is a huge pain. So I don't think we're going to be doing that, but I am going to continue this staircase down this way. We will be getting rid of the hydroponic gardens here. They're going to be moving, and all of these storage areas right here. So what we could do is over here we could put some more of those advanced breeding pods. But before we get rid of these things, because they take so long to actually grow anything, we want to come over here, which I think was the original idea for this spot. And we want to put in our hydroponic system, because we have our little path right here coming right through the middle. And we're going to have to put in... yep, here we go. Come on. I probably should have put these underneath all of this stuff, but hey, what are you going to do? We have canola oil here once it's actually in abundance. These things, hydroponic gardens, don't need anything, literally nothing except water. I don't even know how they grow the stuff without seeds, but hey, whatever. I guess that's something that's not for me to understand. These guys just need water, so we do want to have water storage nearby. And we do have water storage kind of nearby over here if we are careful about how this stuff is set up. I don't think we need to worry about having these engines here anymore. In fact, I'm tempted to just completely get rid of these. Okay, that's actually kind of in use, because there's water storage here, there's water storage here, but I also was thinking about getting rid of these. We just hadn't yet. I'm just trying to avoid the scenario in which the food production is buried way far away from these things. Because algae is obviously being grown in them, and we want them to be close, which is why I had thought about putting it right here. But we also don't have any of our fermenters, so you know we could kill a couple birds with one stone and just stack these things all the way up right here. And I'll just have we'll have 3 of each. Wow, they're really going into this one fast. Also, this uses gears, so we're gonna want to make sure that they don't super overload stuff real quick. Oh, come on, I can't even select my recipes. Was this algae on the bottom? No, mushrooms. Mushrooms, and then algae here. that should take us into pretty good, stable territory here. Now, this, it's so hard to actually illustrate this. This is going to connect all the way. It already does. We just haven't brought this back out. So what we're going to do here is, I know it's not like the best use of the space, but it does fit here, crucially. I'm going to put in these little storages. And since these are growing mushrooms, these bottom ones, oh, this is so hard to see. These bottom ones are going to be storing mushrooms in supply form. There we go. It's so weird without the sound effects, but I just cannot stand all the whatever of the gear stuff. It's super annoying. All right. Algae supply, algae supply, algae supply. Yeah, so what that's going to do is make it so our bots and or beavers working in these don't have to schlep stuff all the way across the map. We probably should have, you know, proper storage for something at some point, but we will get there when we get there. Favorite thing to say among people, I guess. And these bad water pumps, we don't need to have 5 here. This was crisis management stuff. So if we get rid of these, now all of a sudden we have some extra space here. I could put, since this trench is already here, I could and probably will put another set of stuff here. This is, yeah, that's too high already. Yeah, I could put a 4th set of these, and then have this connect straight across with a staircase. Probably is actually the best thing to do. Was a little bit doubtful of that, but long term, if we actually want to sustain our mushroom and algae production, then we definitely want that. Now you'll note that we have a ton of algae, but we don't have a ton of mushrooms, even though we theoretically had exactly the same amount grown at once. I don't really know why. Oh, it makes twice as much algae at once. Alright, so guess what? Now, instead of having 4 and 4, we're going to have 3 and 5. So I will just do both of these as mushrooms. That's fine, right? Well, at any rate, we'll get this done here. There we go. So that's going to be, man, I have to make sure I'm not thinking with ladders, and it's so hard. It is so hard, but I will do it. I will try my best. All right. Oh, you're kidding me. How could I forget? Oh no, and I don't dare get rid of the I don't dare get rid of another one. Or maybe I can. I could actually just make this a little stairwell here. Oh man, because that is yeah. Oh, that's so frustrating. How am I gonna get away with this? How am I gonna get away with this? I'm gonna have to go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go around this way. Why are you wasting all your time doing this? Because I can. Next question, please. This needs to be... Yeah, there we go. Alright, so this might be stupid, but you know our motto. If it's stupid and it works, guess what? It's not stupid. Well, it might still be stupid, but it's not that stupid. And this... see, I'm only going to have room for this one tank, but... probably wouldn't hurt to have this set to obtain. So water is, at least a little bit of water is accessible. Yeah, I don't completely hate this. I just kind of hate it. So what we'll do here, I was thinking on the wrong level is what happened. We're going to bring this across because this, notably, can be connected like this. We're just creating the world's ugliest staircases. That's what we do. That's what these videos are all about. We are just trolling staircase appreciators by making the world's ugliest staircases. But now this is all connected. And up here, I just have to make sure I'm not gaslighting myself. Okay, there we go. Up here, we can put all of our fermenters. So we'll put in like this. Then I've got space in the middle. It's not the most optimized layout, but space in the middle here to do a small storage of whatever these three are making can go right here, just as a stopgap. Or we could do little tanks with canola oil, depending on what's going in. The fermented cassava. Let's check the recipes again for this. Yeah, the only one that needs oil is the soybeans, so that works out fine. If these are all cassava, actually, let's think here. Which is the closest to the canola oil? That probably should be the soybeans, the closest straight line distance. Which, yep, that still is that. So we've got canola there, and these things are going. Yeah, we're jumping through hoops we don't really need to worry about jumping through, but that's fine. That's half of what I do in these videos anyway. Soybeans, soybeans, and soybeans. So if they're that close to the canola oil, then this doesn't have to be canola oil. This can actually be raw soybeans, which we'll set to obtain. And then if we come over here, we can do the exact same thing again. And I know this is not super optimized, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Actually, now I'm curious. Would it be, because the power is coming from this way, would it actually be better for us to just side by side these? Yeah, I think so. I know someone watching this is absolutely pulling their hair out because of the sheer incompetence, inefficiency whatsoever of my my little designs here. But this is actually a better design. I'm sorry, but since the way the power connects on this is fine. This is much better. This is what we probably should have been doing this whole time. Soybeans. Yes, soybeans. That is what we'll be doing. Now I'm going to have 4 of these. We have 3 different crops we can put in here. So let's take a look at our stock. We have 524 fermented cassava. We have 41 soybeans and 1 fermented mushroom. Based off of the stock that we have in the raw product, we have 1,200 fermented unfermented soybeans. So we have a big back stock of those. Got a little bit of a back stock of cassava. We have no back stock whatsoever of mushrooms. So I think we're going to do 2 sets of soybeans, then 1 set of cassava, and then right here, well, I guess the distance doesn't really matter because they can just walk. It's really not that far. But yeah, we'll just do the mushrooms on this side. That's fine. 2 of each to start. We'll see what happens. If we have to redo it, then we have to redo it. But we don't need to be stressed out about this because remember, games are supposed to be fun, right? It's okay to make mistakes because that's how you learn. Well, in a setting like this, I mean, if you're a doctor or a neurosurgeon or like a airline pilot, then please don't make mistakes ever, because then people will suffer. But I digress. Let's have them build this, and then we'll see what happens. Then I can get rid of our hydroponic stuff up there, and that will be okay. But I think this is a decent enough solution to what we were worried about before with regard to having stuff connect. Wait, is this not... Oh, okay, because this guy hasn't been constructed yet. Now, all right, problems are solved. That's looking fine. Cool. This, I mean, this is still a very inelegant, not ideal solution, but it does work, I guess, technically. So, the other problem a couple people had with the way I was doing this is this levee system being set up like this means that this drainage pool is kind of pointless. So what I will do instead is right here, this block will be removed because this can overflow into the trench. And what we'll do here is we're actually going to start setting up a staircase to go up here. Let's just plan this out, make sure I can actually do this so I'm not lying to you. So that would be 3, that would be 4, 5, this would be 6, And this is still not tall enough. That would come up to here. That would come up to here. Oh, it would be so close. Not ideal. Not ideal. Well, I do want to connect these. So maybe... I've been doing this for like 15 minutes without any actual gameplay going on. I am so sorry. Well, mostly. Unless I just get rid of all but one of these pumps, and I could move this back too, but I feel like that would be kind of just a little counterintuitive. No, because we have this. We have that. Well, I think it's more important to have the stairs than to have 8,000 pumps here. So, it was if a million voices cried out in agony and were suddenly silenced. That's what this is. All right. Let's get all of our... let's let them build and harvest all of the leftovers before we get too upset with ourselves here. Because I still want this to overflow like this, so it doesn't overflow further on down here. Oh man, another drought. Come on, give me a bad tide. We still have not figured out if this actually works. That's so disappointing. Also, that dome, that sounds like a boom whacker, which I'm sure 99% of you have no idea what that is. But it's a popular, I believe in the music education world, it's referred to as part of what's called the ORF instruments, ORFF, like a tactile engagement for young children kind of thing. But basically, these boom whackers is, I guess, a brand name. This is completely irrelevant. I'm sorry, but I'm not that sorry. We're going to talk about it anyway. They're like these tubes that you give to these kids, and they're in different pitches because, you know, if you have any idea how sound works, the physics behind a standing wave and a tube of a certain length produce a pitch of a certain frequency, etc., etc. But anyway, there's these giant tubes. They're color-coded, and each of them have a different pitch. It's usually printed on there. It might have the frequency depending on which model you have. But you smack them on the ground, and it makes the dome or whatever sound. That's exactly what that sounded like. I know, absolutely nobody except maybe like 2 people are going to care about that. But I've been listening to this forever, and I've always just kind of thought to myself, you know what that really sounds like? This obscure thing that nobody's going to have any idea what I'm talking about. But hey, that's the way she goes. Actually, hold on. Can we make this artistic? A little bit nicer looking? I think we can. Oh no, they're in the middle of building it. Ah! It's okay. We're going to be just fine. I'm going to do this the hard way because I can and because it's going to look nice. But anyway. Mental note, at 29 minutes into the video, put up a picture of boom whackers so people don't think I'm completely out of my mind making up names of stuff. But yeah, look at this. Look at the pattern here. Very pleasing, alternating like that. Pay no attention to this. Just ignore that. It's fine. But now this is connected, which means this has a purpose to have this path here, which also allows our beavers to go zoop, much easier than coming all the way around this. So that's going to work out, I guess. Now, why are these all saying that you're not connected by paths? Oh, because I literally did not connect them with paths. All right. I will own up to that. But now that problem's solved. Which means once this is up and running, we can get rid of everything else here. But I am going to go ahead and get rid of these. Oh, 95%. Never mind. No, I'm not. 0%. I absolutely am. 94%. No. 0%. I'm going to pause it. Yeah, but once this gets to 100%, it's over. Oh, 97% of 288 hours versus 97% of 192 hours. Okay, we're going to have to keep an eye on this. Well, I'm glad that we have these things set up with our bad water discharges. But in my misplaced zeal, again, what we have not done is we've not put any over here. So let's take a look here. 300 gears. Absolutely, I'm not going to be able to make this in time. But we can start building one. In fact, I would say that's probably more important than finishing this mine. So let's pause that and make that our top priority. Because we should be able to get most of this done. It's not going to be done before this, but if we finish it during the drought, it will start making the juice again. Referring to bad water as the juice might be among my worst crimes to date, but that's fine. Oh my god, seriously? You absolute buffoons. How did this happen? Jeez, what a... You're stupid. You're dumb, both of you. You're bots. You're supposed to be smart. You were expensive. That was an investment. So here's how we fix it. We'll just do one of these and not get bent out of shape about it. But I do need those bots back ASAP. All right. Speaking of ASAP bots back, we have 7 unemployed bots, which means I'm going to start automating the rest of these gears. And by start automating, I mean finish automating, because all of them are right here. Alright, that works. This, well, all of these were going to go away anyway, because we're trying to move stuff downstairs. Are we fermenting? No, because there's no available workers. Okay, touche. We'll be alright if we do this correctly. Have we made any progress on my stupid pipe dream of getting this finished? Not really. Okay, well, that's to be expected. The bad thing is it's going to completely derail this district not having any power coming out of here. But I just... It's not looking good. Absolutely not looking good. Because now we have... Oh, we only have 16. Okay. Well, we do have the 2 chargers here, and that seems to be kind of functioning. It's really unfortunate I can't put any here, because they just do not transmit power like this. It is unfortunate. This one only works connected that way because the side is attached to the explosives factory, which is currently disabled. Conveniently. Because, I need explosives for this, but could be worse. The fun thing is going to be, can we actually get anything done in this district without having power to turn this? That's going to be something. So I don't have any other. I guess if I really wanted to, I could. Hold on. Let's X-ray here. I forgot I can't do that in this one. I have to manually click like a caveman. Okay. I can actually get rid of these levees because there's nothing stopping good water, bad water mixture here. What I don't want to do is I don't want to let the bad water out here, but I can get rid of this little bit right here. I'm going to attempt being the key word here, to have this put in a way that makes sense. See, because I don't have access, I can't have something that raises the power and turns it at once. I can do one at a time, but I cannot do both. So if I took this charging station out, which I'm not going to do right now, I could put a high power shaft in here, but it would butt up right against the large tank, which we can't have. I could turn it, but it wouldn't go up. And I have this go up, but then the only thing I could build connecting to it would be here, in the way of the walkway to this bad water pump. Unless I was able to get power from one of these and go this way. But then that makes it impossible to cross over this way, which means I would have to then have a walkway going here, which, you know, isn't necessarily impossible. It's just not going to be an ideal situation. I could remove one of the bad water pumps. I don't think we need 8, honestly, but then that's going to make stuff look weird. But the worst part of all of this, the very worst part, is that I have this ugly double stacked path thing here. So if I really wanted to, I guess I'm gonna have to do it this way. The way this is set up, we'll just build across. All right, drought started. We don't need to worry about it. Everything's still set perfectly like it was before. Oh, it's just, oh, this, I hate this. I hate that I have to do it this way. But I just do. This is the only way to keep all the bots charged. We're just going to have to go across all the way here. Oh, how deep is this? Oh, wait, I was the one that made it. Okay, triple. Is it a triple and then a single? Or is it a triple, triple, and then a double? Okay, well, this is fine. So I was thinking about, do I actually need to have this on the other side? I don't think I do. And by this, I mean additional pumps. For right now, I don't think that's the case. So I will, I'll just do this. So everything can still be connected. But if we have this put in here, I can put a charger here, and I can have chargers all the way here. And we can actually charge all of our bots. I know it's kind of a roundabout solution, but it's, unfortunately, with the vanilla options, it's the only way to really make it work. And this is already empty, which is great news for last cycle, when I wanted it to be empty so I could finish construction on the box for the mine that we can't build because we have to use the materials we're going to use to make the mine, to make the bad water discharge, so we can keep the bad water coming in that this was supposed to keep out in the first place. Really makes you think, doesn't it? It makes you think I'm insane, which is probably true. But I digress. Let's, why are we crying about not having water? Okay, good, we have water, they're just dumb. That was about to be a terrible mistake. But the stairway's here, which is good. And these guys are not operating because we don't have enough beavers, and we don't have enough beavers because I haven't built any more of these advanced breeding pods, and I haven't built any more of these advanced breeding pods because I haven't, okay, we can get rid of that. And now I no longer care. That's gone, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone. And now I can get rid of this. Problem solved. And then I can also, wow, look at these beavers coming off this staircase like this. We definitely want this kind of access. So I'm not going to delete this right here. Instead, I know this might seem like it's a really stupid layout for this, but I'm going to have this come down, this path come around like this, then I'm going to get rid of this path under the rubble. Remember, again, I don't have ladders. I've got to do this with regular stairs, so it's going to look stupid. But what this allows is this allows beavers to come up into the backside ring around the other side without having to go all the way to the other side of the building to get on this staircase right here. So that's going to cut travel time substantially for this middle row of, well, I guess the bottom row of what are these things called? Barracks? Yeah. That's going to allow the beavers to just go zoop right up here. Actually, no, it's the top level. I can't look at stairs correctly. So now this one tile right here, well, I guess it's technically 3 tiles, but if you're standing here as a beaver, you can go up to the upper level of houses or around and up to the lower level from the same spot. That's a lot more efficient use of space. And it's done. So now that we have that, we can come in here and we can use our favorite explosives. I do love that I now have the triple explosives option. That is a wonderful gift. And now we have all this extra space for planting additional crops, which, remember, was the original goal of moving stuff out of here. This is just a tangential benefit. And this can also be gone. Cool. That is fun and exciting, folks. Well, I think it is, at least. Alright, come on, get out of here so I can set these bombs off. Alright, and one more right here. And then, actually, another one right here. so we can have the little turn. That's fine. How are we doing on time? 41 minutes. Okay. I'll take it. Oh, and that's going to dump out right here. I love this. It's going to dump out right here in the middle. And then I could actually put a third one here. I think would be fine. This is so much fun when stuff works, man. When you're not, like, just screaming in frustration at how things are super messed up. This game is really, really fun. I know, shocker. Guy who has 500 hours in Timberborn and has put up 300 videos of it on the channel enjoys playing the game. Stop the presses. Alright, let's move this around. I'm going to put a third wind tunnel in because I like these things. I think they're really fun. A nice added bit of whimsy here. Cool. So that just goes directly to the fun zone from the upper level apartments. Or you can make a detour from the lower level and just go zoop like this. I probably should have offset this one more tile so that I could have a landing here, but no. Having it like this makes the staircase multifunctional. Even if it's not technically the best option, it does work. And we will be thankful for that. Alright, did we get both of them? No, we did not. What are we waiting on? I guess I need to prioritize this because they were so focused on building the Badwater Dome. Discharge. Dome is the Folktales building. We're actually further than I thought we'd be at this point. 155 gears. So we might actually finish this before the drought's over. Provided, of course, that the bots don't all run out of energy, which currently we have 5 that are out. Which is unfortunate. But that's part of the cost of doing business here. We just have to wait and wait and wait and see what comes up, what we're able to do. So that is going to require us to monitor this. But now I don't know. These guys working should... Is this logs? No, it's metal blocks. I guess they already had their orders to go work on other stuff. Oh. I need to lower priority. That's why it was already highest priority. Might not have been my smartest idea ever. So now, there we go. There we go. Now they're bringing the logs in. Alright. And then I can either put a power shaft here, or I can put a charging station. Now, note that these do require the same gears and metal that we're using for the Badwater discharge, but this is more immediately relevant to the survival of this district by putting the charging station in, because that charging station getting put in is going to make sure that we can have beavers, bots that can still come up here to build this thing when it's all said and done. Plus, there's 5.6 days left in the drought. And I think if we can, if we can keep our supplies rolling in the other district for the gears, we should actually be able to finish this before the drought's halfway done, provided the bots don't all run out of juice, which we're not on pace to have every bot still working. We just need to have the ones that are currently working stay working and be chargeable. Is this connected? No. This has been completely disconnected. But that's not the big deal because they can still get to this district if they need to, which they won't, through this district crossing here. Now, we have to do a little bit more reallocation of bots. In fact, I'm gonna bottomate here all of our fermenters down here, since we have bots that don't have jobs. And now that those are done, I know we only have two for two different types and 4 for 1, but we can get rid of this now. This horrible, unsightly nonsense. And for some reason, this one's still rotating. It has no reason to, but it is anyway. Are these all empty except for the algae? Yeah, okay. Do we have algae storage over here? I feel like we... Yeah, no, we're going to have to. underneath our food factories. That's fine. As long as I have somewhere for them to go. Coffee beans, coffee beans. We have our coffee breweries down here. Do we have storage for coffee beans down there? Yes, we absolutely have to. All right, so we're going to start the process of dismantling all of this. Although I will leave this... Oh, wait, this isn't even on? The coffee right here is actually kind of nice to have. No real reason not to. Oh, this one water wheel is powering this single bot charger. I guess we can leave this one here. That's probably okay. But we didn't need to have this whole mess because we can actually build on this. This could be beaver recreation. We could put rooftop terraces up here. I don't know if they have to be entirely on suspended. Yes, they do. Okay. But I can put 3 of them up here. That is some sort of progress. Scratchers. Back scratcher. I know that's not what that meme is, but here they are back scratchers. And I've got space on the corner here, should I choose to use it. Or I could, yeah, I could just, get rid of this stuff and have one more mangrove tree. No reason to have this here if it doesn't have to exist, right? But I'm sure the beavers will appreciate having this stuff here. And if they don't, well, then they need to learn how to be appreciative. Because it takes a lot of effort to do this kind of stuff. Yeah, but we can get rid of all of this. Use our resources, and then get rid of the platforms that the resources are on. Get some materials back. And we'll get our mangrove trees to spread in here sooner rather than later. But that should help us. Got some thirsty beavers, got some hungry beavers. This is charging. How are we looking here? Much closer than I thought we'd ever be. So if I make this the priority, I think that's wise. We have... Oh yeah, we only have 2 incapacitated. Having that third charger that's actually functional is a good idea. Because I know we haven't talked too much about the list in the last 45 minutes after I first introduced it, but one of the items on the list was to put some smelters up here in the Badwater Creek district. I just didn't have anywhere to build them because, well, we haven't been able to stop crisis mode up here with this. But if we put this discharge in, then what that's going to mean is I can then come in here and put in some platforms to do some smelters. So if we prepare for that, right, like so, make sure we have space, I can actually put in 2 of these right here, and I can just have this connect all the way back. Now, this isn't going to be producing enough power for all of these and 2 smelters, so what we'd have to do is I would actually do that one with a regular levy. Yeah, there we go. Put this guy here, and then we could have the secondary water wheel. I always want to call these power wheels. Secondary water wheel here, and that should give us about 750 or 800 HP, which should be enough to have 4 of the smelters, or 4 smelters, 2 smelters, and 8 of these, just about right. Once this is actually running at full tilt, which it won't be for a little bit. But we're actually pretty close now. We just need to have a couple more metal blocks and a bunch more gears. Which, thankfully, the gear production is up. We have 115, 116-ish. They're not all going to be exported, but if we don't have any construction going on in this whole district that needs them, then we're actually going to be in decent shape. Now, the reason I wanted to prioritize putting smelters up here is because this is currently our only source of metal in this district, and it's already more than half gone in the past episode and a half. Maybe... Was that last... I can't remember which episode it was in, but there's not too much of this left. So that's going to necessitate having more brought in from this district, which also doesn't have a ton left, which is why we're putting the mine in. And if you can eliminate one step of the process before... Or eliminate in this district one step of the process by processing it before it goes through the gate, then that's going to save you a little bit of time and effort. A little recreation area. This is pretty ugly, though. I do want to clean this up, but they've got some more places to go. So that's good to see. That's cleaned up. So let's take these platforms away. Because what I can do in some of these places right here is when we get terraforming unlocked, not this episode, we're almost out of time, but I can terraform, I can add terrain here, and I can actually put campfires. I could put one here. I could probably put another one here if I rearrange stuff. But remember, campfires, temples, stuff like that. Oh, that's right, the temple's gone in Iron Teeth, so that doesn't matter. But the campfire can only go on regular ground, so right there, that's not going to work. There's not really that many places. Well, okay, I guess there are places I could put campfires, but I would like to make additional places I can put campfires is the point I'm trying to make. Although one right here probably would not be the worst. In fact, we don't need to have extract over here at all. This is not a relevant item to be stuck over here. Eggplant rations, explosives. Speaking of irrelevant items, all of this and the control tower here, I'm just going to pause it. I'm not going to get rid of it in case we need it again, but this is just using up science for no reason. And while we do have chargers here, and that's nice, this warehouse for gears and metal blocks and explosives doesn't need to be having a priority, whatever, anything, because, you know, we already built these bad water discharges, and I don't think I need to expend the resources to go to this fourth one. I think that is a little bit of a fool's errand. So what I will do is I will actually get rid of these three and have all these materials expedited back from whence they came. Because, you know, these 96 gears we can actually use over here to make our bad water discharge. It's actually enough to finish this. I really should have done that earlier. We could have had this done halfway through the drought like I originally thought it might have been. But now we wait. Well, regardless of when it gets done, it's going to be good to have this actually finished. Because that's going to make this a viable district all by itself. The continuous power. You know, we still haven't had to make any extract, and I know we have 1,200 left, so we are going to want to make it again soon. But this district is not yet ready. Do I have extra bots again? I do. I have 5. What should I automate next? Probably, honestly, should just do another hauling post. Yeah, that's smarter to have the hauling post slightly higher priority than the builder's hut, because we don't have a whole lot of building going on. Yeah, that's fine. That's going to keep us honest there. Now we have 5 vacancies, but that's a good thing. They're going to go right into there and be A-okay. Now we should start to see, hopefully, assuming these guys are still... Yeah, okay, we have 1 incapacitated. Should see this absolutely flooding in with the gears, just in time for the drought to be over. But hey, that is, that's just what happens, man. You got to take what you get. So other things that we were going to take a look at, we've mostly already done, even if I haven't mentioned it. But the big thing was making sure we had gears, so the bot part factories could be working correctly. And part of that is just going to take a really long time to get the balance back. We are making heads again, which is good. And we are technically still okay. We're just lagging behind on limbs, which we always do. But the formula is there. We just have to actually supply things correctly, and then it'll be fine. I was considering doing gravity batteries. But one, I hate them because they're very annoying to put in vanilla, because you have to build these crazy contraption staircases to get up to. Place them down. Plus, I don't really have a lot of sheer cliff faces to hang them from. And we don't really need to store the power, because now we can just keep on making it forever. So that's not really relevant anymore. That was on the list from a couple times ago. But the efficient mine had to get put on pause so we could build the discharge. That now is about to be irrelevant because the drought's over, but is going to be a very good thing that we have it next time the droughts come back around. We talked about the smelters. We deleted the extraneous storage on the other side of the map that was holding us back a little bit. And other than that, the only things that are still left on here, are just like little nitpicky things. Like if we pause here, somebody had left a comment, and a couple people have done this, that I'm leaking bad water somewhere from the other side of the map. Now the only way that's possible is if all 4 of these are active, which they're not, because then it'll leak around here. So I'm not worried about sealing this off. So this is not a problem. And when it is not a drought, then yeah, it's probably going to leak a little bit from here, but we're making so much power already, it's really not an issue. Now, in a very, very, very long playthrough, focused on efficiency and having a whole bunch of crazy power requirements, then yeah, you probably want to dam this up, but the effort we're going to have to go through to get this sealed off is just not worth it. But outside of that, I don't think there's anywhere else on the map the bad water can actually escape without us wanting it to, like right here. And the volume is low enough going through this trough now that it just really is not an issue for us to even worry about this. So would it be nice during the drought to have this 4th one actually spitting out bad water? Yes, it would, but we're not destitute. We're doing okay. We're just operating on reduced power for the time being. Keep in mind that when this is fully completed, we're going to get power here, and we're also going to get power coming out through here to go back through these wheels. It's going to be fine. We will be okay. We just have to get through it. And I don't know where the rest of these stinking gears are. 40 left. I knew we had enough. Now the drought's just about to be over anyway. So that's a big old fail. But hey, we did the right thing. That's what you want to be doing to have this in place before the next time it becomes necessary. So all that being said, we now have 115 bots, up from, what, 70-something when we started. We have made measurable improvements to circulation. I'm actually going to single-time speed this with this kind of janky, but not really that janky staircase that goes right down to the wind tunnels. And that is a big, big help. I haven't had a chance to get back over here and plant any more trees or anything, and that is something I want to do, but that will probably have to be revisited in the next episode as we start winding down. Today is approaching the hour mark. But did not get this finished, unfortunately. Now, they might actually end up finishing it by the time that this is over. So, it is what it is. We'll go back to 3 times speed, and I will talk us out here. But yeah, tomorrow, I said this was going to be Tuesday, but I'm going to hit you with it tomorrow. The Update 5 Folktales playthrough will begin. We'll have a double feature, double episodes Monday and Tuesday. Well, single episodes each day, but 2 days in a row to get that playthrough off to a nice start. So that will be Monday, Tuesday this week, and then we'll see that playthrough again on Friday. And then Wednesday, Saturday, Water Beavers once again. And then Thursday, Sunday, this playthrough, the one we're currently in. And then I might keep the Folktales one on Monday, Tuesday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Friday, just because it's a newer series. But we'll see. I will be going out of town for 3 days next week. But don't worry, the videos will be all lined up, ready to go. The only issue is there's not going to be live streams Saturday or Sunday next week. So, unfortunate, but it's what I got to do to keep up with my other obligations. I'll make it up to you, though. We'll try and do a couple live streams this week, during the week, to lead up to that, and then after. We'll see what happens. But I digress. That is quite enough of me talking to you today. We've got our stuff in place. Man, I just wish this was finished. It's so close. So I guess that'll be like the very beginning of the next episode. That'll be all taken care of. Or right now, while we do our obligatory thanks and acknowledgements, which of course we always want to make sure we do. I really appreciate you guys watching this stuff. It's very, very fun to interact with you and enjoy this time together. So please, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, just want to say hi or whatever, do drop me a comment down below. It is very, very enjoyable to get to have the feedback and just have that discourse with you guys. So I do always read them, and I want to make sure that you feel like you are being appreciated and acknowledged, because even if I can't mention your stuff in the videos or I don't get around to it or whatever, I do read it, and I do try to make a note of everybody's ideas, even if I can't use the stuff. So really, really do appreciate you doing that, as well as the Beard Boosters and all of their support. I say it every single video, and I don't want it to come across as just like an automatic thing, but it really is not possible for me to be doing all of this without their support. So just really want to make sure we're acknowledging and thanking those folks for everything they do, all their contributions, encouragement, etc. It is amazing to have such a wonderful and very, very supportive community. So again, big thanks to those folks. And even if you're not part of that, I'm glad for you as well. And hey, look, Badwater Discharge is done. So that's not going to be next episode. That's right now. So we're good to go. We'll get the rest of these taken care of next time. But that is well and truly it. We got a lot of good stuff done today. We can be happy with it. And I hope that you'll come back and join us for the next episode of this on, what day did I say it was going to be? Thursday? Yeah. But yeah, just very, very, no, not Thursday. Friday? My days are all messed up. I already told you what day it was. Just rewind like 3 minutes and it'll be correct. It's been a very long day. Yep. Appreciate you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.